All right, people. Here we are again on another podcast. Today we're starting a new podcast. It's called The World of Hustle. I'm very fortunate today to get to talk to my barber. Awesome guy. We're going to get into that, but a guy named Nathan Thompson, aka Nate, owner and barber at Tapered.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming on, Nate.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, man. So one of the things I want to start out and just kind of let you guys know, because I know a lot of people don't like to listen to long podcasts. So I'm gonna cut to the meat of what I want viewers to know on the front end.
Cool.
I said this on another podcast, our Off the Tee podcast, if folks want to check that out. This guy right here, in my opinion, I've had a lot of people that have cut my hair here in Murfreesboro. I've been here for a long time, okay? Since, I guess, 98.
Okay.
You're the number one guy.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
And as you know, my buddy Hughes put me on to you.
Yeah.
I kept seeing Hughes, man, showing up at my house, and he had like super clean cut. And I was like, dude, where are you getting your haircut? He's like, my boy Nate, go talk to him. Mm-hmm. And so, guys, if you're looking for a haircut here in Murfreesboro, this is your guy right here.
I appreciate that.
So just a little bit more, guys. What I want to say is, like I said, best haircut I've ever gotten, Tapered here. You're gonna get a quick haircut. Nate, you never cut. It's never taken longer than 15 minutes for you to cut my hair.
It doesn't usually take anything over 15.
Yeah, and it's always beautiful. Like, so many compliments. One of the things I love about your spot is that nobody else is doing this, and I don't know if you want me to say it or not. I'll cut it out if not. But the fact that we can like schedule with you, schedule on the app, dude. Like, I'm that type of person. I have to schedule everything, and it's awesome. It's like, it's so convenient. Like, there's no wait. I've been in those barbershops where you go in and you're like waiting for hours. You know, particularly if you're waiting for like one guy.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people are very fickle about who cuts their hair, and so that's oftentimes the case. But dude, every time that I come in there, you and I, it's like it really flies by. But we talk about sports. We have a good time. It's just like, it's an awesome experience all around.
Absolutely. I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. Another thing I want to tell you guys really quick is my boy Nate here is starting a podcast called Salute the Barber.
Yeah, it's called Salute the Barber. It's going to be called Taco Tuesdays, where we just talk about anything. We're going to have a bunch of guests on there. We're probably going to hit up taco spots and do the podcast that way over while we're eating. So it should be pretty cool.
Heck yeah, that's gonna be a ton of fun. So you guys have got to tune into that. What's the timeline, Nate? Do you know?
We haven't really set a deadline.
Okay.
We may start a first airing or a first shooting next Wednesday.
Awesome.
It may happen. So that's what we're shooting for.
I'm definitely gonna tune in. I know that's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, well, with all that said, let's kind of get into it.
Do it.
And like I told you before we started, one of the reasons I wanted to have you here today is because you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So before we even start, one of the things I need to say as far as like how I feel about entrepreneurship, I, of all people, right? I love people from all different backgrounds, and all different, doing all different things in life. But I have to say the number one most impressive type of people to me are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And the reason I say this is because you guys go out there, man, and you just make it happen for yourself. Like me, I've worked in an office for a long time, and I have like that safety. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the safety net.
Yeah, and entrepreneurs, they don't have that.
No.
And they get out there and they grind and make it happen for themselves.
Well, you get to a point as an entrepreneur, business owner, that you have a safety net. You know, you get to that point where you do have a safety net like you do in a corporate setting, but it takes years
to build it,
to get there.
Yeah.
To where you feel safe and you feel like you do have this net that you're okay with.
Yeah.
You could take time off and just be okay.
And that's awesome. And I want to say, I can't remember who it is, but I listen to a lot of these inspirational speakers, and there was one guy that was saying he actually thought it was more risky not to be an entrepreneur than it was to like go and work, because it's like when you go work for somebody creates your working environment for you and gives you that sense of safety. They can always snatch it away from under you.
They can.
And
well, it's because they're making your net for you.
That's right.
They made the safety net.
Yeah.
You know, the safety net is their safety net. They can pull it out from under you at any point that they want to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, in Tennessee, it's a right to work state, so they don't have to have a reason to fire you.
Yeah.
And so there goes your safety net.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah, and so I think people really need to.
But
kinda,
not everybody's built for entrepreneurship.
no,
I mean, and that's not a crack to anybody or a diss to anybody.
yeah,
Some people just like the normal routine of everyday things. You're gonna have they like the smooth sailing, they like the paycheck to be steady. They like that, and that's fine.
yeah,
That's okay. But when you get into business on your own, you're gonna have. I mean, it's gonna be a zigzag for a while.
yeah. And so I think people really need to understand that. And look, I'm not knocking anybody that's going out there and putting their 9 to 5 in.
No.
Respect to you guys. It's great the contribution that you guys are making. But like I said before, I just have so much respect for entrepreneurs, man.
Well, I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. Okay, so Nate, but you're an entrepreneur, and to me that's huge. But I also want to talk about your life just as a barber.
Okay.
Right? You've been doing this for a long time, right?
19 years. This October will be 19 years.
19 years. I thought you said 14 today, but 19, man.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
2000, what was it, 4? No. 2000, October 16th of 2003. That's when I started my first job as a barber.
Heck yeah. And what made you decide to do it?
Really, it was more of a teacher told me to do it. I had a teacher, Coach Salty, at Oakland High School.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I want. Actually, thought I wanted to be an SRO and coach football.
Uh-huh.
And they don't hire 19-year-olds as a sheriff, which is probably smart to not hire and give a gun to somebody that's 19 years old.
Yeah.
And then he told me, my mom and him were friends, and he told me that I should be a barber, and I just kind of laughed at him. I was like, I've never cut hair, never thought about cutting hair at all. And he said, you should be a barber. I said, why should I be a barber? He said, because you don't meet people you don't like. Like he said, you can make a friend with a wall. He said, you talk to a wall. He said, you just talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And long story short, I was working at a factory. I got fired from that job because I couldn't work overtime because I was working 2 other jobs. My mom woke me up from a nap and said, you either get a job, go to school, or live in your truck. And I chose to go to school.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Okay. So you decided to go to barber school?
Went straight to barber school.
Awesome. And how long does that usually take?
It's 1,500 hours is what it takes. Oh, I did it in 10 months.
10 months.
I was done in 10 months. I did it pretty quickly.
Cool.
Yeah.
So when you got out, did you go work for someone?
I did. I worked for Next Gen here in town, another barbershop here in town. Okay. I worked for them for 7 years.
7 years. Mm-hmm. Dang. And so as you were coming up and working for Next Gen, mm-hmm. was there like a point where you're like, okay, I'm going to do this for myself at some point?
Yeah, I think everybody kind of gets in this industry to kind of do their own things. I had dreams of, even while I was in school, I was thinking of like what I wanted my business to look like, mm-hmm. and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of one of those fields that everybody kind of gets into, and they kind of want to do their own thing. Some don't, some do. Yeah. I would say the majority want to do their own thing at some point.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let me ask you this then. So, to this point, what has been your favorite part about being a barber?
Ooh. I'd say the people. I'd say meeting.
That makes sense.
The amount of people that I've met and been able to do a lot of great things with connections through my job. Gone to great concerts with a lot of good friends. Gotten to meet some really cool people. Gotten to see some DJs up close and that kind of stuff. From friends that I've met through the barbershop. Yeah. I would say it's the personal aspect of it.
Yeah.
The friendships you make from it.
That makes sense. And now that I really think about it, I didn't. Was his name Coach Salter?
Coach Salty.
Coach Salty.
Yeah, Salta Lamachia.
I was there shortly after you.
Yeah, and then he went to Siegel though. I think he was at Siegel when you were there.
Gotcha.
At Oakland.
Yeah, he was absolutely right, man. I mean, I can just you can make a friend.
Well, I appreciate that. It just listen, the barber industry. I look at it this way. I've told people several times. It's another grown man touching another grown man's head, so it has to be as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, you have to make it as comfortable as possible. So the better conversations you have in the chair, that's why I think the haircut, well, I'm quick at my job too, but the haircut goes quickly because of the conversation.
Yeah.
Because you're talking the entire time.
Yeah.
You're in my chair and then you're done.
Dude, so I got to say on that, sometimes like there's no way I could cut anybody's hair, but I particularly couldn't do it while having the in-depth conversations that you have about like shit that you know what I mean that we've talked about, and so yeah, that's awesome. So since you started, I mean, I feel like this is an obvious answer, but do you feel like your skills have just changed drastically?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, I tell this story to everybody because everybody starts. You're not good when you start. You know, some people are good, but those are the people that were cutting their friends' hair in school, had a passion for it from the beginning. Yeah. I had to learn a whole new skill set like that I never knew. Yeah. Excuse me. So my haircuts were so bad when I first started. They were going back to barber school to get fixed. I was a terrible barber.
Yeah.
I was awful. Like my first 2 years, I was awful. But I worked with really good guys, next gen, like Mike, who's the owner, helped me out a lot. Ryan Eisenberg, Mike Garcia, Jared Crantek, you know, John Tay Gaines. These were all guys that helped me. They took me under their wings. I mean, they could have fired me and let me go, and I would have just been on my way as a terrible barber. Yeah. But I guess they saw something in me. You know, they helped me out. I put in the work to learn. And it took me about 3.5 years to get comfortable in my job. Yeah. And where I thought I was doing good.
That's crazy to hear because, I mean, like I said before, dude, you're a fucking killer barber.
I appreciate that. But I mean, it takes work to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like anything. You know, what they say, 10,000 hours to be good at something?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the more haircuts I do, the better I got. So.
Yeah. Well, shout out to all those guys. I want to say on that. So, when you were first starting, did people get pissed at you if you mess up their hair?
Oh yeah, I mean everybody's gonna. I mean if you get a jacked up haircut, you're gonna be mad. I mean everybody's gotten a jacked up haircut once in their life, and they're like, I mean I've gotten when I transitioned out of Next Gen, I went somewhere else to get a haircut because I didn't want to go back in there, and they jacked my haircut up, and I was I had to teach my brother how to do it at my house, how to fix it. Gotcha. I had a mirror and I was telling my brother how to fix it. So I mean, we've all had bad haircuts where
no doubt,
where you're gonna be mad. There was people mad.
Yeah. Let me ask you, who cuts your hair today?
Everybody in my shop can. Okay. I've let everybody cut my hair in my shop. I think if you can't trust anybody in your shop to cut your hair, then you shouldn't hire them. That's one of my requirements when I hire people. You have to either bring in a client or you have to cut my hair.
You got to pass the test.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. So everybody that's come in has passed Nate's test. So I mean, all your guys are good too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, because there's no harder test than cutting the owner's hair.
No doubt, man.
I mean, you got to put some fear in them. Like, all right, I want you to cut my hair. This is what I get. I want to see what you do. Yeah.
Well, that makes me feel good. You know, if I ever came in, then that makes me feel like I was safe to get.
No, absolutely.
Because I've been in other places, man, and it's like, you know, if it's not going to be this person, I'm not getting my hair cut. You know, if it's not you, you know what I'm saying? But you tell me that, it makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in there has done some type of haircut for us to see. Yeah. On somebody they knew or on one of us.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah. Huh. But you got to think, the reason our shop is successful is because the Great Clips model doesn't care about the cutter. They don't. That's because of how the pay scale is set up. Yeah. So you come into our shop, each barber gets paid that amount of money. It doesn't go to me. Yeah. It goes in their pockets. See, Great Clips pays their people hourly. Yeah. So they want you to push out X amount of haircuts in an hour, so they don't care what they look like. They're just looking at a profit margin. Right. So I look at it as, for me, I look at it as I can do a good haircut for 20 years on somebody or do a rush cut like a Great Clips and not worry about and never have them come back. So they don't care about you coming back. I want you for 20 years. Yeah. 20 plus years, you know, longevity is way better than that for me.
Hey, I have to say on that, in my opinion, and some people maybe not take their hair as serious, but I feel like all my friends, it's very serious.
It's I don't understand why. I mean, Great Clips, run $7 specials and they're cheap, but I mean, I don't get it either. Why people still, because I hear people have gone in, like say I go to town, they went there for some reason, they went to a Great Clips, and then they come back to me, it's like, that's the worst experience I've ever had. But I've also had people that I didn't even cut that came from a Great Clips that same day that got fixed to get their haircut fixed. Yeah. But they still go back, and I just don't understand why. And I guess it's just they don't care.
I guess, or I don't know if I can make sense of that. Maybe their thought is, like you said, they run $7 specials.
Well, I think people don't care about the hair.
They don't care about the hair.
No, because I mean, even
but if they're coming to get it fixed, they must care.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be pretty bad if they're going to be fixed.
Yeah.
Bill Gates said he doesn't think haircuts should be over $10.
Bill Gates, in my opinion, doesn't have a great haircut.
No, he doesn't, because I bet he pays $10. Yeah. I bet he actually cuts his own hair. I bet he attempts most of the time to cut his own hair. But he said he doesn't want to pay over $10 for a haircut, which is just crazy to me. That's what I was paid 19 years ago.
Yeah, that's his opinion.
Yeah.
Those billionaires, man, they get really cheap sometimes.
Yes, they do.
You know, that guy right there.
Yes, as cheap as they come.
Yeah. I heard something a while back, man. He's obviously got like $100 billion or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. He's driving a 2010 Cadillac with hail damage that he got at the auction. Mm-hmm. So, the Bill Gates thing.
Yeah, I think he eats McDonald's every day too. I think he eats the same lunch every day.
Yeah.
From McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. Love Warren Buffett. Don't agree on everything. Okay, man. One of the things I also want to talk about is this. You know, mental health has become like a big thing over the last 10 years, and I've seen a lot of articles as of late where it's like they feel like they get more out of talking. They feel closer to their barber than they do to like their mental health professional at times.
Yeah. And
I just want to know, like, do you feel like people come in and they confide in you? And
yeah, I feel like I'm an underpaid therapist sometimes.
Yeah.
100%. I don't know what it is about the comfortability of a chair. Like you get somebody in a chair, you put the cape on them, and it just sometimes diarrhea of the mouth. Yeah. You're just like, why did you tell me this? Like,
why'd you tell me that?
I mean, it's not even people that. Like, I've built a relationship with everybody I've been cutting for a long time, so I don't mind them. It's the new people that you're just like, you just met me.
Yeah. And
now I know your entire life story.
I gotta say, Nate, you're the type of guy, in my opinion, that I could see people fall into that trap. Mm-hmm. You're a person that's just very personable, very inviting.
I've been told that several times.
Have you? I bet, man. Like, people feel comfortable going to tell you shit.
Yes, they do. You think, the whole stigma is that women gossip in their salons. Guys gossip just as bad. Yeah. In barbershops. Yes, they do. Yeah. 100%.
I bet I'd like to be a fly on the wall. I bet, but those are some good conversations.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we go everywhere with it too.
Yeah. I feel like also obviously you've probably seen barbershop. Mm-hmm. I feel like you can get like a lot of wisdom if you hung out in a barbershop.
I think you can, but you get a lot of BS too.
You could?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of bullshit that goes through people's mouths. Like people will talk out of their rear end real quick. Yeah. And so you get wisdom. The thing about barbers, if you need anything in the town that you're in, ask a barber.
They know.
They know somebody who knows somebody. Yeah. It's 100% the best connection you're ever going to find is your barber.
That makes sense because you guys talk to many people. You're already naturally personable people. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that makes sense.
You got everything that walks in the door. We have DAs from somebody that the DAs tried to get put in jail. We have that scope of people.
Yeah, everybody's got to get a haircut.
Everybody has to get a good haircut. That's the key.
Everybody has to get a good haircut.
That's the key there. It's like it's like barbershops are like neutral grounds. There'll never anything usually happen at a barbershop. Even if there's a police officer in there that's arrested somebody, it's a neutral ground because everybody doesn't want to shut down because they want to keep getting a good haircut. So it's like a neutral ground. It's nice.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Good environment. Well, let me ask you this then. For barbers, actually, I don't want to go there yet. I wanted to ask you about. You and I kind of talked about this briefly. It's been a few weeks. You might not remember, but you were talking about people that are just kind of getting started as barbers sometimes.
I had a feeling you were going to bring this conversation up.
Yeah, can we talk about this?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I had my opinions when we talked about it. I kind of thought it was kind of ridiculous and not really thinking things through. But when we talked, we were like, okay, you said sometimes people that just get started, they think that they're going to have the same like clientele and, you know, same things going on for them that somebody that's seasoned like you is going to have. And like, what do you, so that being said, I guess we can go back. What would you say to barbers that are, you know, just getting started? What do they need to know about the road in front of them?
Get ready to put in time. You know, I mean, it's get ready to be told no a lot.
What do you mean by that?
If you're going to, so I'll use me as an example because that's what I have. When I started at Next Gen, I think there were 10 of us. And I was the new guy, so I got told no a lot. You know, like your job is to ask everybody that walks in the door if they need a haircut. As the new person, that's the only way you're going to get business is you ask somebody, hey, do you need a haircut? Do you need a haircut? Do you need a haircut? I got told no a lot.
Gotcha.
I got told no a lot. And so that's what people need to realize that you're going to be told no a lot until they see that you're there. Now, that may be the older way of looking at it because of my age and how long I've been doing it. Now with social media, people want to see your work on social media. I don't use social media like I should. I guess I'm just stuck in my ways and being an older guy that I am. So I guess people want to see with social media, they want to see your work, but I think you can glam up your work on social media. You know, there's a lot of editing tools you can do on social media to make your haircuts look really good.
No doubt.
So, I mean, I think for young people, just realize that just because you get likes on social media doesn't mean it's going to pay your bills. That like didn't come in and get a haircut. So that like's not going to pay your bills.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready to be told no, and you need to be there consistently. There's I think it was like first 4.5 years of my career, I worked 6 days a week, open to close, with no vacation. I was off 1 day a week. Yeah. And so I put in the work, and it just got to the time where I also was blessed to work. When I worked at Next Gen, it was the best barbershop in Murfreesboro. It really was in that 7 years, or the years that we were there, that I was there. And prior to that, they were a really good barbershop. But I think I had like 4 or 5 people quit in my first 6 months. So that took me to getting all the walk-ins.
Yeah.
So that helped me out tremendously. When all those people quit, I got the majority of the walk-ins. But you just got to be there consistently. You have to put in your time. You have to sit there. I mean, you just have to sit there and wait it out. I mean, you need to hand out business cards. That's one thing you need to do. You need to hand out business cards. You need to be personable to people, friendly. Don't talk about other people's haircuts. Hey, I like your haircut. You know, here's a card. Come check me out next time if you'd like to. If you're unhappy or your barber's not here, you just come check me out. Like, that's what's kind of you need to approach to. Yeah. But it's just really a time thing. You know, you'll get there. I mean, the more time you're in there, the more likely people are going to be like, hey, you know what? That guy's here. My barber's not here. I'll give him a shot. Yeah. He's been here for 3 years, so might as well give him a shot. He's obviously, they're not going to fire him yet, so might as well give him a shot. So it's really just a time thing.
That makes sense. And I have to say, now that you make that point and say that, I feel like that has happened to me. You know, if I see a guy that is trusted or whatever, and whatever it is, then I'm going to be more likely, if I trust somebody in close proximity, be more likely to take a shot with them as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, since we'll kind of start veering off into the business owner side of things. Okay. What's one thing that you know will bother you for new barbers to do outside of that? Like, is there anything specific that comes to mind?
Think they're bigger than they are.
Think they're bigger than they are.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like they think they're hotshot.
Yes.
Okay. So be humble then.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to be humble at beginnings. I mean, you have to. I mean, it's like any industry. You have to put in work to get respect. I mean, don't come in like I don't think. How I want to word this. Yeah, I guess it's just really check your cool at the door, because I'm going to check it for you. I mean, because that's the honest truth. I'm going to treat you like a rookie if you have that ego, and I'll be even harder on you as a rookie if you have that ego.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the low man on the totem pole. You may be good at your job, you're still the low man on the totem pole.
Yeah.
And it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun, but you also need to realize, a lot of people in here put in a lot of work to get to where we're at to build this thing.
Yeah.
And you're getting a free class on how to be successful.
So you need to have some appreciation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some respect. Be humble. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a family. It's a family in there because we work in such close proximity. You don't want to be the bad apple because that throws everything off. Yeah, you disrupt this. You got to work with these guys every day. Absolutely, in close proximity.
And also, like, I'm guessing this is right. You need their help.
Yeah.
When out, you may need some help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got pointers, stuff like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, be teachable.
Yeah.
You definitely have to be teachable in this job.
Yeah.
For me personally, experience, like, if I wasn't teachable, I wouldn't be in this industry. Yeah. You have to, like, if somebody says, hey, I saw you do this to that haircut, and this was wrong with it, do you mind if I show you or guide you through something to help you there to make your haircut better?
Yeah.
So
it's going to be very much to your benefit to be able to take criticism.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
I still learn stuff today from the guys that I work with. We all cut different.
Yeah.
There's not one person that cuts the same in our shop. We all have our own style, and you learn from different people. If you're not learning, you're not going to be. You might as well just retire.
I think it says a lot for you to be almost a 20-year guy and to say, I'm still learning every day.
Oh, absolutely.
That's all. So anybody that's like listening that is thinking about this path.
But you got to think hairstyles change every year.
Yeah.
You got to keep up with styles. Like, people bring pictures in all the time, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. Yeah. So,
do people ever like want you to give them something? Or let's go into this. Do customers ever like have unrealistic expectations?
All the time.
Okay.
You got to think your hair won't do certain things.
Yeah.
You have coarser hair. I don't know what your hair would look like long, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to grow a ponytail with it. I don't think you can grow a ponytail with your hair. So, people, people with blonde hair will bring me a picture of a guy with black hair and want the fade to be dark through on the side.
And we're back. Okay, you were saying that there'll be somebody comes in with blonde hair.
Yeah, and show a guy with dark hair complexion, and he wants that fade to look dark on the sides. Blonde hair, the shorter you cut it, the more it looks like their skin. So it's not going to show the darkness of the transition, the fade transition.
That makes sense.
So, but I explained it to him. I'm like, yours is not going to look this way because it's hair color.
Yeah.
And, the whole argument over what straight hair and curly hair will do. People come in with curly hair, I want my hair to do this. It's not going to do that. Straight hair is not going to have as much volume as thicker hair is. So they want a haircut that looks like it's got a bunch of volume. So it's just all about product.
Yeah.
It's all about really talking to people and understanding what their hair is going to do. So
yeah. And when you're having these conversations with people, do you like have to gently explain to them like you have a different situation going on?
I don't do anything gently. But I'm a pretty blunt, honest person with them.
Yeah.
I just explain to them. Like, your hair's just not going to do it. I've got kids getting mad at me all the time. I'm like, look, your hair's just not going to do it. I lost a customer years ago. Her son had really wavy, coarse hair, and she wanted a bowl cut. And I was like, his hair's just not going to do it.
Yeah.
His hair's not meant for a bowl cut. And I wouldn't do it, and she never came back. I was like, that's fine.
You're not going to get anywhere else.
No.
Because it won't do it.
No, I'm sure somebody else will do it. It's just not going to look right.
It's not going to look right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, it's just all about explaining to them. It's the teenage kids that don't understand it. Yeah. Like, well, why did they do it? Well, they have black hair and curly hair, and, they get up and use, that picture's probably done, has a flattening iron, blow dryer. Somebody professional did that style for you. You're not a professional. You're not going to be a professional styler at 6 o'clock in the mornings for you to go to school. So, I can get you in the realm to where you can style it very close to that, but you're not going to get up and put the time into it. Yeah. That's the key, is putting effort into it.
Yeah, that makes sense. people just not. Well, I know you're saying it's more the younger folks, but be realistic about like what's your hair going to do.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. So on that note, as far as like pet peeves for customers, the other day you said something about you obviously you schedule everything, which I love. But if somebody's late, it's going to throw you off a little bit.
If you're over 5, I can't get you in.
If you're over 5, I can't get you in. Yeah.
Because I'm every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how I book. Unless it's like a haircut beard combo, then that's 30.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff. You add extra time to. But if you're 5 minutes late, I'm not getting you in.
Yeah.
And it really depends on what type of haircut you get. If you're 3 minutes late, on some people, I have it down to basic science. I really do. I know who I can take 15 minutes, who really takes 15 minutes, and who takes under 15 minutes. I have it down to a science. So some people that are right at 15, if you're 2 or 3 minutes late, it's going to push me over. Yeah. I'll be 2 or 3 minutes into the next haircut because I have it down to such a science.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's my number one pet peeve.
That's being late.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. You made the appointment. You're an adult. Be on time. It's not that hard.
So I do want to apologize. You might not remember this, but there was one day I was like, I always, I don't live far.
Yeah. I think you missed that haircut.
I missed a haircut. I could not find my keys, man.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, I texted you about it, but so because it does happen from time to time.
It does. That kind of stuff you can't help.
Yeah, but be on time. Shit.
It's not hard.
No.
As an adult, it's not hard to be on time.
No, it shouldn't.
I mean, and everybody's like, I'm going to use Murfreesboro traffic as an excuse. We all know how bad Murfreesboro traffic is. Leave on time.
Yeah.
Don't use it as an excuse.
No.
We all know how bad Murfreesboro traffic is. It's not an excuse in my book. It's been this bad for a long time.
It's not new.
It's not an excuse for me.
Yeah. Got you, man. Yeah, it's not new at all. Okay. Another question, Nate. So again, going back more into the business owner realm,
Okay.
What do you find is like the best part about being a business owner?
I don't know if there is the best part. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I've been self-employed. I've always been a 1099, even when I worked at other places. So I've always really set my schedule everywhere I've worked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess the fact that I can tell people I'm a business owner is a big deal. You know, that I've had a business for 11 years now.
Yeah.
And a successful business. I guess that's the best part of it.
Yeah.
Is, we've won Ruthie's Awards. We've won, several awards. I've competed in a barber competition, won 2 trophies in that. So, I mean, I guess just the fact that I can hang my hat that I have a successful business. The other thing I hang my hat on, actually, this is probably my best thing of being a business owner. The diversity that I have in my barbershop is something that I hang my hat on.
Yeah.
Is the biggest one I do. I've had several people tell me that this is hands down the most diverse barbershop they've ever seen in their life.
Wow.
I mean, I've had a black gentleman. I've had police officers tell me, like, you have the most diverse barbershop.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a older black lady, Roxy. She works with us. James, he's an older gentleman that works with us. We have 2 Laos people that work with us, Creg and Mickey. And then me, Jared, and Peggy are all white guys, and a girl. And then Edgar, who is El Salvadorian. So, I mean, we have a variety of people that come in there.
I have to say that really probably goes a long way with a lot of people. I know it does for me, being from a mixed family, being a mixed person. Like, people want to go where they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's huge, man. Like literally anybody can walk into your shop and you're probably going to feel pretty comfortable.
Absolutely. I think so.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing that I think the biggest thing that I enjoy, that I really like about my shop is the diversity of it.
Yeah.
Just everybody can feel comfortable. We joke on everybody there.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think that's a big deal.
Are you guys like Family Guy? Like nobody's spared?
Nobody's spared.
Awesome.
Well, not for me, at least. Nobody's spared for me. I talk trash to everybody comes in.
I love it.
But I don't know. That's just how I've been in my life. I've been friends with every walk of life there is. So I just, everybody should feel comfortable there. Everybody should be welcome in a local barbershop, in my opinion.
That's all.
That's why I don't put up any I would never put up political signs or religious signs or any, and it's nothing against it.
Yeah.
I just I want people to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, if you come in with a whole bunch of Republican stuff on the wall, there's going to be a side of people that are not, or Christianity things or Muslim things on the wall.
Right.
People aren't going to feel comfortable. That's the polar opposite of that.
Right.
So I think like I said earlier, your barber shop should be a neutral ground.
Yeah.
So everybody does feel comfortable there. And it's not a shot at anybody that wants to run. That's how I run my business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a shot at anybody else that runs their business the way they want to. But in my opinion, you should want everybody and their mama to come in your shop and feel comfortable.
I 100% agree with you. I love that. I love that. I feel like having that diversity, obviously, like I said, like you said, it makes everybody feel welcome.
Mm-hmm.
But it just adds, like, not to go too far off topic, but I used to work at this company named called Cummins Diesel,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like so into diversity.
Mm-hmm.
And they just felt like that when you bring in people from all different walks of life,
Mm-hmm.
you like build yourself up and you get like so many tools and you just get so much more access to it. And so it makes perfect sense. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Going back to, you said you've been in business now, successful business owner for 11 years.
11 years.
That is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Most businesses, like there's some statistics out there, and it's like 95% of businesses fail.
And then what the first like 5 years?
In the first 5 years,
Yeah.
something like that. So obviously you got something going on over
I
there.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was hard. You know, when I first started my business, it was called Nate's at first, and then I took on business partners and we changed to Tapered.
Yeah.
So we're known as two different names. At first, it was me and two other guys. You know, for the first, I think it was like the first 2 years of 2 or 3 years of my shop. It was like me and two other guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I was paying bills, like they were paying me a chair rent to work there, but I was still paying out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
To pay the money my parents gave me to open the business. I was paying them back also, and having to pay shop bills out of my own pocket. So I mean, it was a stretch.
Yeah.
You know, I worked 6 days a week again when I first opened. So I mean, and then it just slowly got better. And you know, luckily I had a good name in the town at the time that I started my own shop. But I, you know, like I said, you know, I finally got good crew members. You know, I've been through crew members that have gone on and done their own thing, but I feel like the crew that I have now is probably the best crew I've ever had. 100%.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
You said you have partners now.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to briefly touch on that. So I've heard in the past that, you know, partners can be a really awesome thing because you have, you know, and now everybody's working for the same interest. Oftentimes partners will bring in, you know, different resources, but particularly like different knowledge. What do you feel like is the like, what do you feel like is the chemistry between like you and your partners? What makes it work so well?
Jared, with me and Jared, I've worked with him since Next Gen.
Okay.
So me and him have worked together basically for 19 years.
You guys are buds.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
me and him, and then Creg, Craig, the other business owner, I asked him to come work for me right out of school, and he decided to do his own thing. And you can't knock somebody for wanting to do their own things. And that ended up not doing what he wanted to do, so he came to work for me, and we've just built a relationship from there. And then he decided he asked to come on as a business partner to move, so we could eventually open more locations. But I mean, it just I don't know. We just all gelled, and that's kind of how it happened.
That's awesome.
It's just one of those things that's worked.
Yeah, that's awesome. And going back to what, you know, we talked about earlier with that safety net, you take, when you go with and you have partners, like, I feel like now you're sharing the burden of making sure that everything goes well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have to worry about it when I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
You know, because they're there. Like, I can go on vacation. Like, for example, when I was the owner, I went on a 2-week vacation, and I think like 4 things broke while I was gone. And I mean, luckily Jared and Craig stepped up to help me out, even though they weren't owners.
Yeah.
While I was gone. But I mean, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, because if you're out of town, they're usually there. So I mean, they've got it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just way less stress on you when you're outside of the business.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. else I want to talk to you about, man? What is it with my mouse, man? Okay, so obviously you're well established. This probably may not be that great of a question, and I feel like you may have answered it for the most part. But what do you feel like is like the toughest aspect of being a business owner?
Raising your prices.
Raising your prices.
Mm-hmm.
So are people like they're pretty sensitive to it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very sensitive to it.
Yeah.
I'd say that's the biggest thing about being a business owner.
Yeah.
Is raising your prices.
Mm-hmm. And I think so. People need to understand. Most people don't understand the way our economy works.
Mm-hmm.
Businesses have to constantly raise their prices.
Yeah, I mean,
the way our system is set up is like dollars get less valuable constantly.
Well, I mean that, and I mean we're looking to move for locations. I mean our rent's going to go up. Right. That means our people that work for us, their rent goes up. You know, we charge them more to work there. Right. So I mean that you can't afford a Ferrari making pennies. Right. So I mean that's the struggle that we have right now is, you know, if we move locations, we'll be a higher rent. So we're going to have to go up on our prices. But the national average for a men's haircut is $28. Yeah. You know, I Googled that a couple of weeks ago. And the national average is $28 for a men's haircut. Yeah. You know, that's driven by your big cities, you know, New York, those type of places are going to be hundreds of dollars for haircuts. Yeah, that makes sense. But, you know, there's places in Nashville that are $40, $50 a haircut. Yeah. And I mean, we're not far behind Nashville growth-wise. No. You know, a lot of people have sold stuff and moved here from Nashville and from out of state. So, I mean, I'd say that's one of the biggest issues we've had with being a business owner is raising prices. The thing I struggle with, me personally, as the barber side of things, is my speed. Like, what's too expensive for 10 minutes? You know, that's what I'm struggling with now. Yeah. Is I know what I'm worth. I know what I'm worth, but is somebody going to pay that for 10 minutes? That's the thing that I struggle with. Gotcha. And that's the thing that I'm going to have to figure out. Like, what do I do to make the customer... Because I can't slow down. I mean, I don't have a slow down button in me. Yeah. It's just how I cut. Right. But I'm going to have to add something to the service to make them feel like they're getting their money's worth.
I have to say now I disagree with you because as a customer of yours, okay, like I'm paying for a product, right? It doesn't matter. Like, I prefer for it to be faster personally. And I can't speak for everybody. But like I said, you give me what I feel like is a very quick haircut. Obviously, some factors I think play into that, our talks and everything. But I'm paying for a product, right? If you can do it in 2 minutes, great. If it takes 15, same thing, right? So I would have to disagree with you. But also the thing I think people need to understand is that, look, if you guys do move to a new space, right, that's going to be a better experience for them as well. Look, it costs money. Absolutely. And so, I guess we just kind of...
I mean, but the thing is my clientele is the clientele that wants to be done quick. I've really built I have built that clientele because of my speed. And it's not, I didn't purposely do it. It just, I get the people that they don't want to sit around all day long. Some guys want to be pampered. They want a 20-minute haircut. Yeah. They want to, I've lost clients because of it, because of my speed. It wasn't my ability. It was my speed.
So, okay. You're blowing my mind now because what that's telling me is that people are coming to your shop for more than just a haircut.
Yeah. I mean, some people do. They want an experience. They want to feel like they've been taken care of. Yeah. They want, and it's really, they want the most bang for the buck. And I mean, it doesn't make me mad that they went to somebody. I mean, because some of them end up going to other people in my shop. Yeah. So the money still stays in house. Yeah. But I mean, it just I've lost people that just because of my speed, they didn't feel like they were worth me paying. I mean, Craig's clients all the time, they're all like, "Man, how does he do it?" Like, I mean, I think everybody in my shop I can do 2 to 1, at least 2 to 1. I'm that quick to
you can cut 2 for everyone they do.
Yes.
And dude, I mean, I don't knock anybody in your shop.
No,
I'm gonna say my bet is you're probably the best one in there.
I won't say that. I would never say that about my shop.
Well, I'm just saying you're phenomenal. You're phenomenal.
I think I'm good.
You do a great job.
I think Jared's really good. I mean, everybody's good at something.
Yeah.
Everybody's really good at something. Mm-hmm. So when you have 10 barbers in there, you can't have one top person.
Yeah.
Because everybody's so different.
Yeah. I hear
Creg does, his clientele is completely different than my clientele. So me cutting his clientele, I'm not going to be as strong as he does, because he does it on a daily basis.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, I don't think you can have a best person in your shop.
Yeah.
Because of how different everybody is. You have to really go off of clientele. Like, I do this type of clientele, he does this type of clientele. So, I mean, I wouldn't be as good at cutting his people because he does them on a weekly basis.
That makes sense.
So I don't think we're in a position to say who's the best in our shop, because we're all so... I don't do flat tops. Jared does flat tops. Jared's the only one in our shop that does flat tops. So if you want to go off that, that's one thing that Jared does.
Yeah.
He's the only one in our shop that does it.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, if outsiders looking in, well, he must be the best barber then, if he can do flat tops and nobody else can.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really just varies.
Okay. Yeah, you've opened my eyes here. That makes sense.
But it just goes back to, like, because we're going to have to go up on our prices if we move our locations.
Yeah.
It's just what can people want, people are going to, I'm going to have people who are going to be like, I don't know if I want to pay that.
Yeah.
But they're not going to go anywhere else in Murfreesboro. We're right on par with what I think every good shop in Murfreesboro is.
Yeah.
I've not looked at anybody else's prices, but I'd say we're right on par for what every good local shop there is in town is charging. So
yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Well, I just want to go back again to me. Like, obviously I can't speak for every customer, and you explained clearly that many customers are different than me, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But for me, man, obviously I really appreciate I appreciate the quick cut, excellent cut. Also, for me, I kind of harp on this sometimes. For instance, let's just say somebody that cuts lawns, right? Mm-hmm. For me, so I pay to have my lawn cut. Mm-hmm. I personally don't see any value in it taking you an hour. If you do it in 5 minutes, mm-hmm. I want it done faster. But if you do it in 5 minutes versus 30 minutes, I just look at what the end product is, mm-hmm. And I feel like many people are like that. Obviously, not everybody's like that. Mm-hmm. So that's one customer.
I would like more people to think that way.
Yeah, just the end product, man. What happened at the end there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you already answered this, but I was going to ask you, what did you think was the coolest thing about being a barber? But I think you. Well, no.
I mean, coolest thing.
Yeah.
At first, notoriety. It's pretty cool when you're young and you can go into any restaurant in Murfreesboro and everybody knows who you are. On the flip side, when you get older and you're out with your significant other or whoever you're dating, you have 1,000 people come up to your table, you're just like,
please.
Yes, just let me eat. But when you're younger, in your 20s and your early to mid and late 20s, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. Now that I'm almost 40, I'm like, yeah, just let me eat sometimes.
Yeah.
Not that I don't appreciate people coming and say hi. I don't want people to think that I'm a jerk and don't want them to come say hi. Yeah. I appreciate it. But there's sometimes you just want to go out, sit in the corner of a restaurant and not be messed with.
Not have everybody.
But I think that's human. I think anybody would be that way. Yeah. And people to stop telling me, hey, you got your clippers on you? Can you cut my hair? No, we're at Toots. I can't cut your hair at Toots.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That would get kind of annoying to me.
So, that's the cool and the...
It's a two-edged sword.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. Yeah. Well, it only is because you get older. The older you get, the less you want to be bothered sometimes. So,
yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Yes.
There's a direct correlation or inverse relationship between you get older and the amount of bothered that you want goes down.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that the things I like most that I think is the coolest about just barbers is that number one, like you guys have a huge impact on people because of, like we talked about earlier, a lot of people really do care about their hair, and it's something that once you cut my hair, and I a lot of people are getting cut, and they're getting ready to go somewhere or do whatever, and a lot of people see it and they're like, "Where'd you get your haircut?" You know? And now what they think about? Oh yeah, Nate, line me up. And you really appreciate. You learn to really appreciate your barber, and also when you're in a situation which I've been in before, where it's like you don't feel like you have a great barber, right? You're like, and so you're like, I need a good haircut. You know, you don't appreciate how good a good haircut is until you can't find somewhere to freaking get
Absolutely.
one.
Or you don't appreciate it until unless you've never had one.
Yeah.
Completely game changer once you get a good haircut.
Yeah, it is.
It's a completely different game.
And you can't go back.
No, absolutely you can't.
Yeah.
We've talked about like teenage kids that come in and stuff. I've always I've made it. I did a good haircut when they go over there and they take a selfie. So when I know I've done a good haircut for teenage guys, for like teenage boys that come in, they'll always go over there and take a selfie.
Yeah.
And when you know you've nailed it for teenagers is when they go over there and take a selfie.
And they do it right there in the shop?
Yeah, they'll do it right there in the waiting room. They don't think I see them either.
Yeah.
They're up there Snapchatting their haircut, taking it to the sides and all that kind of stuff. It's when you know you've done a good haircut.
Yeah, I guess. You got the...
And I always tell guys, like older gentlemen that have like wives or girlfriends, I'm like, I don't cut hair for you. I cut hair for them. They want you to look a certain way. You should probably do it.
Yep. Hey, man, every time I come in, as soon as I step in the door, Kelsey's like, turn around. And she's like, damn, that guy can cut.
I don't think I'm the best, I don't think I'm the best barber in the world. I appreciate you saying I am. I don't think I'm very consistent. My goal is to be consistent. I want you to tell me what you want. I do it on a consistent basis. That's my goal as a barber, is consistency. It's not to blow you out of the water.
Yeah.
You pay me for the service, so you want your hair cut a certain way, I'm going to do it that way.
Yeah.
Unless I think your hair would do something different, which usually doesn't happen. But you pay me for the service, so I'm going to listen to every idea you have. I'm going to try to make it work, and I'm going to try to make it look the exact same way every single time you come in. That's my goal, is consistency.
I didn't even think about that, but I have definitely experienced that, where you might go get a good haircut, and the next time you ask for the same thing, but it's kind of different. With you, never been the case.
No.
It's been the same haircut, great haircut every time.
That's my goal, is consistency.
That's awesome.
I tell people, you get one good haircut a year from me. The rest is just going to be just an okay haircut. That's what I tell everybody.
Because it's the same haircut.
It's the same hair. You're going to get, if you don't change it, it will be the exact same way every time.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. The other thing I was going to say that I think is really cool is this goes back to the mental health thing, but just, man, you go and sit and talk with your barber. It's like, it's just such a, like you said earlier, it's relaxing. It's just a relaxing. I think a lot of people probably look forward to getting their haircut. Do you have a lot of people that come back like after work and get their haircut?
I have a bunch of people come after work and they just kind of sigh as soon as they sit down.
Yeah.
Just a big deep of, I'm done.
We look for this all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have another gentleman. He's a trainer in town and at Olympus, Dustin. He comes in. He tells me every time he gets a haircut, he said, your barbershop's the most relaxing place on earth. He said, it's just comfortable here. He said, I just feel comfortable here. He said, everybody should feel comfortable here. He said, you got sports TV going, you got music going, you got every walk of life in here. He said, you've built a comfortable environment. He said, I love coming. He said, I would come up here just to hang out. Yeah. And just sit here. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean,
Thank God everybody doesn't do that, because you'd have a packed barbershop.
I think it should, like I said, it should be somewhere comfortable. I mean, it's no glitz or glamour. We don't have any glitz or glamour, I don't dress up. We're not wearing uniforms, we don't have any of that. I mean, we will wash your hair, that kind of stuff, but it's just a barbershop. Yeah. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. No. People put too much emphasis on what it looks like. And sometimes that can be uncomfortable. oh, this place looks expensive. I can't go in here and cut up.
Yeah.
You know, I have to sit here and be quiet or I'll break something.
Yeah.
You know, the aesthetics of it is what throws people off. It just, I think a barbershop should be a barbershop, you know.
Yeah.
Now, on the other side of that is there's a stigma with that, oh, you feel like an old barbershop, so all you do is military haircuts. You know, that's a thing.
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you tell people that you're a barber, like, oh, I can't come to you because I'm just going to get a high and tight or a military haircut. And that's not the truth.
Yeah.
As in, we can do every haircut there is.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're not super trendy looking. So they think you're going to get a certain type of haircut. And it's not the truth. It's just, you bring us a picture, we can do it.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know. I like the comfortability of my shop. Or of our shop, not my shop, sorry. Our shop. In the fact that it's just a place to come in. You know, you don't feel like you have to spend $1,000 there. You know, you come in, you say hi to everybody. I talk to everybody's client. I know who everybody goes to in my shop.
Yeah.
When they walk in, I know who they go to, and I say hi to every single person. That's why I'm up front. Yeah. It's because I'll talk to every single person when they come here. I guess I'm the politician of the shop. You know, I say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the way it should be, I think.
Yeah. I think particularly with respect to the comfortability, I think obviously your customers echo that. So, yeah. Well, cool, man. This has been a pretty good episode. We've been at it for, it looks like about almost an hour.
Oh, wow.
Except that little break. Yeah, this has been pretty good.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Very good. Very insightful for me. I really appreciate it, Nate.
Yeah, absolutely. And we give some shout outs to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do my Instagram, which I never know the name of. It's pretty bad. The Barber Nate, and then, let's see. Get it off airplane mode here. Let's see. Creg David, I think is his. Yeah, Creg David _ same person. Sharpen Shears, Peggy Sue. She's a lady that works with us.
So the Barber Nate, that's your Instagram handle.
Uh-huh.
Creg David is...
Creg David, same person. That's his Instagram. That's his whole name.
Oh, that's his Instagram?
Yeah.
Creg David.
Same person.
It's Creg David, same person?
Yeah.
Okay.
_ yeah, that's his name. I'll show you.
Okay.
And then do World Star Barber.
Okay. World Star Barber.
That's Edgar.
All right.
And then Sharpen Shears.
Sharpen Shears. Yeah.
That's Peggy.
Peggy. All right.
And this is Craig's. Right there, that top one.
Okay. Creg David, same person.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. He spells Craig a little different.
Yeah.
Never seen it spelled like that.
And then...
Cool.
And then that one, that's Mickey Cut It. He's another guy that works with us.
Mickey Cut It. How do you pronounce his last name? Oh, okay. Mickey Cut It. All right.
And then I think it's JJ Rod is my other business. Yeah, JJ Rod 44 or 44.3.
Okay. JJ Rod 44.3. All right, man. Well, you heard it from Nate. Go check out Nate on his Instagram at the Barber Nate. Go check out Creg David. That's Creg Creg. You'll see it in the credits, but Creg David _ same person on Instagram. Peggy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
She's shear sharpened.
She's sheer sharp. Okay.
Yeah.
On Instagram. I'm gonna get you to text me these.
All right.
And we'll get them on there. World Star Barber. Sharper. Is it Sharper?
Sharpen Shears is Peggy.
Sharpen Shears is Peggy. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Mickey Cut It.
Yeah.
And then JJ Rod 44.
That's Jared.
Jared. Okay.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And don't forget Tapered Barbershop, 352 West Northfield, Suite 4A.
That's where you guys need to go.
Yep. And my online booking is linked to our Google account.
Awesome.
So if anybody wants to find me, I'll send you that.
Yeah.
You have that link that you can put in there?
I have the link. I'll drop it in for everybody. Guys, I'm telling you, you need to go and start scheduling. Start scheduling, man. It's the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I work 10 hours Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I work 10-hour shifts, and I work Fridays and every other Saturday.
Awesome. Does your team, does your team book as well?
They all have their own individually, so they would
Okay.
be something that
Yeah.
if somebody wanted to find them, I could send it to them.
Awesome. Okay, and who's the guy that does the flat tops?
Jared.
Okay, so if you guys need a flat top, Jared's the guy.
Yeah, 100% the guy.
Well, really appreciate it.
Yeah, I
Nate.
appreciate it. Thank you
Been
for
awesome,
having me.
man.
Absolutely.